welcome back to the recruitment aversion. As it's our last episode of the year, we thought we'd do something a little bit more fun and play a bit of a Christmas game. So this episode, we will be playing a game of Would You Rather Recruitment Edition.
Okay, so, Rainy, I guess my question is, would you rather miss your next commission or work 7 days a week for a full month?
Do you know what? Probably, I would definitely hate it, but work 7 days a week for the next month, because I'm just thinking you'd make probably more commission doing that than you would missing out on your next commission payment. So as much as it would suck, and by the end of the month you would literally want to die, I think I would probably do that. What would you do?
I think I'd do the same. Plus, with all that extra commission you'll make from that 7 days for a full month, book a holiday.
Yeah.
Go away.
Book the whole next month off.
And then miss out on commission for the next month. Sure, why not?
Okay, what about, would you rather only earn 5% commission on all your billings or do all your recruitment through Facebook?
Oh,
because that's rough.
This is going to sound horrible, but I would say 5%.
I think I would agree.
Because Facebook is so hard, and the candidates we find on Facebook, they can be so all over the place.
Yeah.
And really, how many successful offers have you had through Facebook?
I mean, I've never even tried it, to be honest.
Yeah, don't.
And I suppose if you're doing it through Facebook, you probably wouldn't even earn more than your 5% threshold anyway.
Not,
so
to be
you'd
honest.
be better off just doing the 5%.
Just take the 5%.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess the next one is, would you rather have a candidate that laughs hysterically at you about the salary or cries to you about their family for an hour?
Ooh. Do you know what? I think them laugh hysterically, because then I could be like, okay, why are you laughing? And then they can be like, that's way below market. And then you go back to your client and you'd be like, they laughed in my face. Your salary is that bad. Yeah. They laughed in my face.
I mean, I've had a candidate cry to me about their family quite a few times. It's quite depressing. Makes you a little bit sad. So I would rather I'd rather have someone laugh in my face.
Yeah.
Because they can't see your face. So if you're kind of giggling back, they're not going to know. Mute yourself quickly. I just can't deal with the crying.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to respond, or like, I'm not your therapist,
I'm
sorry.
Or consult, like, oh no, are you okay?
Yeah, that's a strange one. I've not had that happen to me, luckily.
Well, you're lucky.
Would you rather relive the pain of your first recruitment heartbreak again, or get punched in the face continuously for the next 2 hours?
I'd say your first recruitment heartbreak, because it does teach you a lot.
Oh yeah, 100%.
What you come away with from that is so much. You learn so much through going through everything that I think if you don't have a recruitment heartbreak, you're never going to be a good recruiter, because you don't understand how it feels to have that failure.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. And I'm glad that recruitment heartbreak happened right at the start of my career, rather than not learning that lesson and then getting this far along to like, So I think it happened at the right time, where I was like, you know what, I'm expecting highs and lows, whereas if it happened this far in, I'd be really annoyed. And also, who wants to get punched in the face for 2 hours?
Your face would be bruised.
Maybe if it was like 20 minutes,
you'd still be bruised.
No, even still, yeah.
It depends how hard they're punching. You're still going to walk away with bruises.
Definitely the recruitment heartbreak for that one.
Would you rather have a client ghost you or a candidate?
Candidate always. I always take it way more personally if a client ghosts you. Always.
See,
always.
I feel like when a candidate ghosts you, having to go back to that client and explain that can sometimes just be way too awkward for you. However, when a client ghosts you, at least with those candidates, you can spec out. You can make something of it, if that makes sense.
And I suppose it depends how far along the process you are. Because if they ghost you at offer stage,
I'm finding you.
Yeah,
I'm going to your office.
Hunt you down.
I'm going to your office right now. I'm like, excuse me, who's your higher up? Because I've got an offer.
But I feel like with clients, it just hurts more because it's like, you know, a lot of the time we'll go and visit them, we'll bring them maybe some like Krispy Kreme donuts or something, and we'll have a nice chat with them, and then we'll do everything we can to fill their jobs. If they randomly, you know, suddenly don't have the budget or whatever, and they decide not to tell you and just ignore you, and a lot of the time when they ghost you, you've already got candidates in the pipeline.
Ready. You've spoken to
so then you've got to turn around to those candidates, but like, I know you got really excited about that job, but
then when you're really excited about a client, you've definitely sold them really well. You've prepped their CVs, you've done everything. Yeah. Ready for an interview, and they just disappear.
That's true.
Especially, imagine when you fought for a candidate.
Oh, no, that's the worst.
When you're going, no, I'm telling you, you need to see them. You have to. They are the best. Even though they didn't want to at the beginning, and then they ghost you.
I think I would just dress up as a candidate and go to the interview myself.
Like, hi, I am blah blah.
Oh, that's a really tough one. I think I'm going to stick to the client one, but I do see
both sides.
Yeah, completely. Would you rather have an unlimited supply of snacks in the office or your favourite coffee? Because we have a lot of both.
Yeah, we do. You know what? If it was an unlimited supply of like Starbucks, just ready to go, just coffees whenever you want it, probably the coffee. I can live off coffees.
Yeah. But snacks. Think about those days where it gets to 10 o'clock and we're like, we're hungry, but it's not lunchtime yet.
But do you not think coffee could fill that void? Interesting.
True. I don't know though. I think I'm going to have to go with snacks. Because do you know what? With coffee, there's only so many varieties, but with snacks...
However, endless. What if you're trying to be good? What if you're trying to be really healthy?
Healthy snacks.
But what if
hummus?
Okay, fine.
Hummus and carrot sticks. Endless supply. I'm sold.
Lentil crisp. Yeah, we get it. It's fine. Okay, you win.
Definitely snacks on that
one. Okay. Would you rather have phone interviews all day with no lunch break, or have a lunch break but candidates calling in until 10 o'clock at night? Which, let's be real, both does happen.
Yeah. I think until 10 o'clock at night, because if I haven't had my food...
Grumpy.
Yeah, then I'm hangry Roni, and that's never good.
Yeah. Candidates and clients don't want to deal with hangry Roni.
And you know what? I feel like the candidates you talk to late at night...
They're good.
Yeah, they're the better candidates. You have better conversations because you're both like to each other... It's 9 o'clock. What are we doing talking to each other at this time?
No one wants to waste their time outside of working hours to talk to you. So I feel like when they are talking to you outside of working hours, they are a lot more serious. They're not looking to waste your time. It's vice versa. It's just a better candidate pool. Yeah,
I think that one is the best. Here's a good question. Would you rather, because I know how much you hate doing both of these, would you rather create a LinkedIn project all day, like spend your whole day scrolling through LinkedIn Recruiter, or format CVs all day, but not just any CVs. You know those CVs where there's just random words in random places and things are jumping all over the shop? Which one would you rather do all day?
I'm trying to think. I'm actually trying to think. I feel like when it's a LinkedIn project, how long can you actually do it for without it going like absolutely mind-numbing?
Yeah.
I think I'd rather format CVs.
But do you not get angry though when like...
I do.
You just look at the CV like, that's not where you're supposed to be.
I do.
So having that all day, you would get so angry.
But you'd rather do a LinkedIn project all day?
I think I would rather be bored
scrolling.
I think I'd rather be bored than frustrated though. As boring as a LinkedIn project can be, being angry and wanting to throw my laptop out the window, it's just not the one. I think it would have to be LinkedIn projects. And that's coming from me.
You hate it. I don't know. I just feel like those CVs that are hard to format, at least you know that at the end of the day, you're going to send it off to a client, you'll get something on the back of it. With a LinkedIn project, are you always going to get responses?
Yeah, at the LinkedIn project, you're at the start. Like
you're
you don't
right
know
at the beginning.
Come of it.
Haven't spoken to them. You don't know if they're going to send you a CV that needs to be formatted.
I'm changing my answer. Go
on.
Because with the formatting CVs, it's because you like the candidate. You're already at the CV sent stage. Yeah. No, I'll go with that.
I've persuaded you.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, I've got a Christmas one, I guess. Ooh. Would you rather spend Christmas Day with a candidate that took a counter offer, or a client you've never met? But I mean Christmas Day with them and their family, from morning to night, everything. Board games with them.
I think having a family Christmas with a client you've not met is just too awkward. I think I would rather have Christmas with a candidate who's accepted the counter offer, because even if we're arguing the whole Christmas dinner,
making passive aggressive jokes,
at least that's something. It's interesting, it's a little bit of drama, spice up your Christmas. But I just think it would be too awkward and too polite with a candidate you've never met, spending time with their family, eating their food. And also it's one of those ones where you probably wouldn't finish your meal out of politeness, because you don't want to look too greedy.
You don't want that.
But on Christmas you want to just be eating. So if I'm eating, I've got a mouthful of turkey or whatever, but I'm like, why did you accept that counter offer?
And
at least I've got food in my mouth.
You've built rapport with them. With a client you've never met, there's nothing to talk about. Where at least when you know a candidate, accepted a counter offer, you've gone through all those stages with them. You have some sort of relationship with them.
That's true.
So there is a lot to talk about then.
Yeah, so and you can be like, so how long do you think it will be until you end up trying to leave again?
And you're actually bored and you don't want to stay. Then what? You're going to call me, aren't you, in the new year? No, I agree with you. Let's spend Christmas with a candidate that took a counter offer.
Would you, I think this is quite a similar one. Would you rather be snowed into our office or a client visit? So again, it's, someone you've just met being snowed in, being stuck in a confined space with them, or into the office with all of us lot. But it's the office, so you'd probably be doing work until you get out. And if you're snowed in for 3 days straight, you're going to be working for 3 days straight.
Yeah, but what if you're snowed in for 3 days straight with a random client? I mean, you've got a job out of it, as long as you have your laptop.
And you could really get to know the business and the people in that time.
You could sell that business so well. And in those 3 days, I could talk to that client, I could get
even more jobs on.
Get more jobs
everyone in the company.
I could find a candidate, get them to interview on Teams.
That's true. While you're there,
3 days turnaround, we're sorted, aren't we? Really?
Yeah, you can just hand them your laptop. Like, look at this CV right now, rather than waiting.
Give me your feedback in. You know what? Yeah,
let's do that.
Yeah, let's get snowed in with a client for 3 days.
I think I'd actually enjoy that now, thinking about it. Probably the most productive time of your life.
No, I think so. Here's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Would you rather help your ex recruit or a teacher you hated in school?
Oh.
So which one would you rather help find a job, basically?
I think it would have to be a teacher.
Ex.
Really?
Ex.
Because what if they're like, just to spite you, they're like, no, I don't like that candidate. Whereas I don't think a teacher would do that, would they?
But I feel like a teacher that hated you and vice versa, that was going to pull you up and stuff. I'm like, you didn't learn that,
that's true. And then you'd get flashbacks to school.
Yeah,
being
and I don't want that. I'd rather have an ex who's like, a bit salty, but I'm actually doing you a favour.
That's true, and it could be making amends.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm sorry we're not together, but here's a candidate.
And I just like, maybe drop in some not so good candidates, just kind of really annoyed me. Here you go.
Yeah, no, I think, I can see that. I think I agree on that one then. What about, would you rather have the office too hot or too cold? Because I think this is something we're always debating on anyway in the office. And this time of year, it's at that point where it's so cold outside that we've got the heating really high, but then it gets way too hot in the office. So which would you rather?
Controversial coming from me. Mm-hmm. Definitely coming from me, but too cold. You can wrap up. You could get a hot water bottle. You could get heat patches.
Get a coffee.
From
that unlimited supply.
From that unlimited supply from Starbucks. Too cold. What are you going to do if it's too hot? You're baking.
Yeah.
It's just not a fun environment. I think I can always work when it's cold. You can deal with it. You can put your hand on a cup.
Yeah, that's
warm that
true.
Up. When you're hot, I just can't see past it.
True, but there's nothing better than going out on your lunch break, freezing to death, and then coming back into a really warm office. That feeling, it's like, okay, this is good.
True.
I'm ready. I've got my food, ready to crack on with some work again.
That is also true. I think we're going to be a bit biased because in this cold weather, we're always going to want it too hot. But when I think about summer...
Oh, in summer, I'd rather it be too cold.
42 degrees and you'd rather have the heating on.
Do you remember in summer where it was freezing? It was like 40 degrees outside, but in the office it was like -5.
Yeah, that's true. That is also true. Ooh. Now I don't know. I'm still going to stick with too cold. I can warm myself up.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with too cold as well.
Perfect. Okay. Would you... I'm trying to think now. Would you rather... be doing video interviews all day or have a full day of client interviews?
I think client. I really enjoy the client side of things.
Yeah.
I think going out on client visits or like meeting them via Teams and stuff like that. I love it. I love
Getting
finding
to know
out
the business.
Yeah, finding out more about what they've got to offer. Because you know when you get a really good job on, you think when they're telling you about it, you're like, that's so good.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait
You're
to put someone in that.
excited.
Yeah. Whereas with as much as I do enjoy interviewing candidates,
They could be dud.
They could be, and you could be sat there knowing that they're not the right fit, but you have to obviously see the interview out to the end. So definitely the client side of things.
Okay.
My last question, would you rather have catered lunch every day, but you can't choose what the lunch is, or bring your own lunch?
Bring my own.
Really?
Bring my own. Because if you can't pick, you're stuck there. I'm a fussy eater. I can be.
Okay.
At least I know when I'm bringing it from home, I'm going to like what I have.
But what about the days where you forget to bring lunch? Because surely that would then balance out the days that you don't like the caterer's lunch.
You could always pop to the shops.
But then you could always pop to the shop if you don't like the caterer's lunch.
That is also very true.
And then you don't have to sit there the night before or rush the morning before work quickly making lunch.
But
because I always forget.
Imagine if the caterer was just doing food, even if he did like good meals, what if there was something in it that you didn't like on every single lunchtime?
Pick it
and
out.
you could pick it out.
Yeah, just pick it out. I like most foods, I feel like. So I feel like I just can't go wrong. Whatever he makes me, if he wants to make me a sandwich, if he wants to make me a pasta,
you're like, I'll try
whatever he wants to make me, that's...
I'm like, if it's pasta, I'll eat it. I'm like, do I want a sandwich every day? Probably not.
That's the thing with a caterer, they're going to mix it up. They're going to probably have like a really nice,
fine.
fancy menu.
Yeah, you win, Roni. That's fine. Fine. We're going to get catered lunch from now on.
Yes.
We'll let Adam know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would rather have catered lunch. That's fine. Okay, perfect. Well, I think
that's all my questions. Have you got any more?
No, I think that's all my questions as well.
Lovely. So thanks for joining us on this week's episode, and we will see you in the new year.
And we wish you a Merry Christmas.
In addition.